Well, we are 10 episodes in, and we cannot give away this Jon Gruden football.
For the third week in a row.
Somebody in this beautiful rotisserie of paper is going to get a football. Somebody.
We're going to talk more about this, but in all seriousness, if anybody just came to WFLA and said, I won the football, we'd probably just believe you at this point. We would just give it to you. Just take it. It's got Jon Gruden and Rondé Barber's signature on it.
From the Stream Center, this is the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Advent Health and Renewal by Andersen. Here's your host, J.B. Buno, and Hall of Famer Rondé Barber.
Yes, this carousel is not treating us well, J.B. Actually, I want to know who doesn't read the rules. The rules state explicitly must live in Bay Area, and that Tampa Bay area. And we keep pulling
names for people who were in town at the time or whatever, but no, they don't live in the. So we're going to give away that football later on in the show.
You know what this tells us? That we have a national reach, JP. We are not just confined to the area between the Gulf of Mexico, America, whatever you're calling it, and Orlando, or wherever our longest, our furthest demographic is located. So we're good.
Rondé loved coast to coast,
yes.
And the Bucs are also loved across the country right now because people keep calling them the most entertaining team in football. How about it?
Well, entertaining is one thing. If you're not a real fan, I'm looking over at Rhett over here, and Rhett's like, "Well, I've had 3 heart attacks in 3 weeks. That doesn't make it entertaining. Good football is like when you're blowing people out, like the Indianapolis Colts are doing right now. Rhett, my team, I called it. I was first one.
No, you did.
I first one.
We're gonna start a Colts show if you keep talking about the Colts so freaking much. By the way, you love yourself some Danny Dimes.
They're winning emphatically, unlike our Bucs who are winning. Although I will say this, JB, not at one moment, not a second during that game, even after they blocked the field goal and scored, did I think that the Bucs were going to lose that football game.
So you think with about just under 2 minutes on the clock after the blocked field goal, Baker's got that time, you're confident they're marching down the field?
There was no doubt that they were going to win. Baker Mayfield, 2 minutes and under with the football in his hands is going to win. I mean, we only needed a field goal. I was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, as soon as we get to 29, this game is over. I don't care how we get to it. So even after the blocked kick, I was like, we still only have to get to 29 points and we win.
McLaughlin hasn't been automatic. So you were just feeling, well, you know what? You must have been, and we'll cue up the photo here. You must have been caught up in all those 50th anniversary vibes, 50th season for the Bucs vibes, because that was really cool to see, by the way. And I was at the game. Rondé was at the game. Really cool to see. I think it was 130 Bucs come out at halftime to honor 50 seasons of Bucs football.
I'm just looking at this picture right now and remembering that I was feeling no pain.
Look at you cheesing here. You're cheesing.
Yeah, I think I had a couple of gin and sodas sitting up in the Bucs suite upstairs with my old colleagues and Jon Gruden.
You look like the Incredible Hulk in this photo. Man. You look like you're puffing your chest up like, ah!
I walked out of that tunnel, right? So that was the 97 class that walked out of that tunnel, and Riedel, Anthony, was the first one out. So me and Riedel were telling stories about how we drink a bottle of Crown Royal on the plane home every weekend. So yeah, this was I was feeling good.
Was it a party?
It was a pretty good party. They did a great job. So not only do we have the images that everybody else saw that was watching the game, but they had over at the Advent Health practice facility, they set up tables. They converted that whole thing into like a ballroom for a show. Ed Glazer got up and waxed about the 50 years of Bucs football and called out it was a really, really nice event. Well done by them. I thank Brian Ford, president, CEO, whatever his title is, of the Bucs, putting all that together, and his events team did a great job for the 130 plus Buccaneers or legends that were there. And their families. It was fun.
That's all great and everything. Okay, I get that, but I have to ask this question. I'm putting you on the spot here on the show. So this is the prom Right? Everyone, is at the dance and doing their thing and having fun, shaking hands, taking pictures. Is there a big after party? Did everybody go to Ronde's house afterwards and, and
no
have a good time?
No after party. But most of us live here.
Right.
A lot of us live here. So you're leaving another nail-biting Bucs game. And if you're like some of us, you want to go take a nap before the night game. But no, there was no huge party. We partied while we were there. It was fun, though. It was a really good time catching up with those guys. You just don't see them very often. When we have Ring of Honor ceremonies, which we'll have one Arizona week later this year when we put in Simeon Rice into the Ring of Honor. It'll be similar to this, but smaller. But all the activations that they've done around, this 50th year has been amazing. And don't forget, everybody, the photo exhibit, the photographic retrospective, opens September 27th at the Tampa Museum of Art. So make sure you go down there and see all the great Bucs photos from the last 49 years of Bucs football.
It was a beautiful thing of art. These uniforms, and we were hyping them up all off season long and into the preseason in advance of this game. And now we were looking here at the photos. Let me tell you. So I was there in person. Ronnie was there in person, or great on TV. These things are immaculate.
As sloppy as the game was, conversely, these uniforms were as clean as you possibly could be. They look so good, and everybody across every medium and of media is lauding these things. They look really cool.
They're stunning, man, and that we'll be seeing them again. There's no doubt. So off the top here, Rondé, your initial thoughts on this game? Obviously, a nail biter when it shouldn't have been. You have Aaron Glenn parading down the sidelines, thinking that the Jets are going to pull off a miracle sort of, rabbit out of the hat sort of victory. Right. But the Bucs win on a last-second field goal by Chase McLaughlin.
So initial reacts was what I just said. Very, very sloppy. And not only by, both teams, but Adrian Hill and his officiating crew. Are you kidding me? This was the worst officiated game I've ever seen. Literally, that old adage where they say you can throw a flag on every play doesn't mean that you actually throw a flag on every play. It was ridiculous. So here's how bad this was, and I'm put this in context. So we leave, let's say, 12 minutes in the second quarter to go downstairs for that ceremony that we were just talking about. That should equal out to about, 18 minutes of real time. I think we stood in that tunnel for 35 minutes.
No way.
So by the time our game ended, and so this is not conspiracy theory here. This is, I think, fact. By the time our game ended, and Emeka Egbuka is making a juggling, kind of catch on the sideline where he does get both feet down. The reason, in my mind, why they didn't overturn that call is because we were the only game playing, and they wanted our game to finish.
Wow.
Like, they didn't even review it. Like, why wouldn't they review it? But if you go back, there's only one game playing that late because we didn't get to halftime till like 2.5 hours. So we were pushed against time because all those penalties on that first drive. I mean, I highlighted a play from the opening drive on the Bucs film session the other day, and I was like, it was the Bucky Irving, swing pass. They cut all the way back across the formation. I remember watching that game, and I was like, man, great play. We're in field goal range. It wasn't until on the actual count of the videos when you're watching the All-22, there was like 13 more plays before the field goal was kicked, and there was only officially like 3 plays run. It was insanity how many times they threw flags in this game. So initial reacts, over officiated. After that, yeah, we still got to find ways to close games.
The opening drives where it was just one flag after another, hold after hold, was
yes.
You should have heard the jeering.
Yes.
I was in one of the 200 sections. I don't remember which one I was in, but people, it didn't matter what section you were in. People were losing their minds over the officiating in this game. Yes. And yeah, okay, look.
I hate to make that the point, but that was the point.
No, but it was. Believe me, fans were. Also, by the way, it was a scorching hot day at Raymond James Stadium, and if you're a fan, you're paying likely a good amount of money to make it in for a very special game for the Bucs' 50th season and all the celebrations that came with it. You're not attending the game to see flag after flag thrown. You want to see football, and fans were pissed. Right. They were pissed off. But that means, hold on a second though, because I find this interesting. So if you went down to the field for these celebrations, that means that the Jamal Dean pick six, you were in the tunnel.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it.
I heard it. I didn't see it. I didn't see the Antoine Winfield sack fumble the 6 plays before that. So think about that. I didn't see the 2 biggest plays on defense, which we're going to talk about here in a second. The 2 biggest plays on defense because we were waiting in that tunnel for so long.
Wow.
It was absolutely nuts. So the takeaways, defense was really good. Those 2 takeaways really determine the game. If you're asking me, but a bigger note is not only who made those plays, but that we've made game-changing defensive plays. We played good on defense all year. We've somewhat assumed this bend don't break. We've given up a lot of field goals, but not a lot of teams are scoring on us. But we hadn't turned the ball over in 3 games until this Jets game. So. The sack fumble, which Antoine, I think you're back. Winfield, Rhett, what's the stat? What's the stat you just told me about Antoine?
Yeah, we were talking about a pre-stream.
You gotta give me this because I couldn't keep this in my head right before we got on air.
You got a mic right there?
Yeah.
Hop on a mic.
So credit to John Ledyard on Twitter for scrapping this stat up here. But Winfield has played at least 110 less games than every other defensive back in the top 10 all-time history of sack leaders from the defensive back position.
So
he just turned 27 years old, JB. He is 13 sacks away from being the NFL's all-time sack leader as a defensive back. He basically took a year off.
That's insane. So if he gets to 30 sacks, he's the all-time. 31 is the all-time. So he'll be the all-time leader at 31. Thank you, Garrett, for fixing Rhett's stats there. But yeah.
What did I say that was incorrect? What did I say that was incorrect?
Welcome to the Rondé Barber Show.
Hey, well, we know that guy over there. We know that dude knows his stuff. So, so 31. I know there's, what? How many games has he played, Rhett, total? Obviously, he's missed a bunch over a couple of years, but I'm just trying to do quick math on the 17 sacks that he has in what 40
played
68 regular season games. That's a pretty good return, man. And so the point I was trying to make is that if this guy is back to being that guy, then the Bucs defense is only going to get better. Because there was 2 years ago before he got hurt where I was actively saying he was the best defensive back or safety in football, and his production, corroborated that. And now the production he's showing here early in the season, I think is also doing that. So I hope that he keeps that going. And by the way, you know what I love about him? That sack wasn't just is a sack fumble. I tell people all the time, the hell with that quarterback, man. Sack the football. Because usually they're holding it low. They don't really know you're coming. They think they're going to avoid you. But if you sack the ball, Savassi Dennis had a chance early in the game. It would end up being a completion. But if he goes for the football, it's another sack fumble. Like, always, if you go back and watch my tape, and I did this intentionally, very purposely, whenever I got near a quarterback, my right arm or whichever arm, was closest to the ball was always swiping down. I was wrapping and swiping every single time. I watched defensive linemen do it, and I was like, I'm not. If I'm going to hit Drew Bledsoe, and I've hit him a couple times, like there's a good chance I might not move Drew Bledsoe, right? But if I take the ball out of his hands, it's still sack fumble. So kudos to Antoine Winfield for always being that way.
I think our guest standing by, who we're going to get to in about 10 minutes, there's a tease, knows a little bit about that. But Antoine Winfield Jr., by the way, just a fun little bit of comedy for people that were at the game because they know. So Antoine Winfield Jr. forces this sack, and everyone's trying to find the football. No one can find the football. but Vita Vea's arms are so big. He's covering it with both arms, and you can't see. It looks like he's carrying a lemon when he emerges with this football.
He's an enormous human being.
Enormous.
Hey, we signed Desmond Watson back, so we have 2 enormous human beings on that defensive line. I'm going to ask. Actually, I'm going to ask our guest about. I'm going to ask our guest about an enormous human being. But before we move on, Jamal Dean's interception for a touchdown. By the way, beautiful. It was. I think the Bucs blitzed 6 plays in a row or something along that stretch, and the blitz caused Tyrod Taylor to throw that late. And when Jamal caught that, sitting up in the booth like applauding. The dude is under fire. Benjamin Morrison, a rookie corner who we've talked much about, is starting to take reps from him, and all you can do is respond, man. So I'll give my flowers to Jamal Dean going out making plays. He should have had 2 interceptions. I don't know what that pass interference was late in the game, or how they even called that. Again, over officiating. That is the soapbox that I'm on right now. It's over officiating. But Jamal Dean, man, good job, dude. I need more of that. Like, I need to see DBs take the ball away. That's what we get paid. To me, in my mind, DBs get paid for taking the football away. So good job to him. And the other guy before we move on and before we talk about Todd Bowles here for a second, Yaya Diaby had 11 pressures in this game.
Yeah,
he had a sack.
Yep.
Dude, his energy was amazing. So it wasn't all bad. I know they disappeared for like 2 drives in the fourth quarter, this Bucs defense, but for the most part, dude, they were as good as I've seen them.
So just a little complacent in the fourth, but otherwise a really strong performance.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Levante David, I love the man. He should have had 4 sacks in this game.
Oh, man. Let me tell you something. I've never heard Raymond James Stadium so quiet when he was on his back.
Oh, no.
The place you could hear a pin drop. You really could. So let's talk about Todd Bowles for a second, because there are some Bucs fans, including in the room, by the way. Oh, yeah. Producers over here to my right.
Yes. I knew exactly who you were talking about.
Well, maybe not both of them. No. Let's be fair. One of them.
It wasn't our friends that are coming on after us. We know that. They're going to be fine.
No, but on social media, there are some Bucs fans who are still unhappy.
Right.
Bucs are 3-0. And still being highly critical of Todd Bowles. Bucs fans that are complaining or nitpicking. Just in all seriousness, can you give me a referendum, if you will, on Todd Bowles and how he's done through 3 games thus far?
So thinking about this, the reason I think people always or continue this commentary, one, because he failed as a head coach already, right? He was at the Jets, where obviously nobody can win, so you don't need to hold that over his head. But I think because he failed as a head coach makes people think that he is a failure as a head coach, and that's common, right? It's just that's who he is. I mean, the guy has been a Super Bowl winning coach as an assistant. He's been in the playoffs four years in a row as a head coach. I mean, I think his resume should start to speak for himself in terms of failing as a head coach. There was the questionable in-game decisions that people always want to, throw at him, but it's the reason why they hired Zach Beislein to do, some of that for him. And we've noticed that in games already this year, how those decisions are being more streamlined by the entire staff. And then here's probably the biggest reason, JB. There's people that say our defense isn't good enough. Right? There's concerns about our defense over time. I mean, I've voiced some concerns about our defense and being able to make plays when you need to make plays on defense. And so when you're a defensive head coach and your defense isn't up to the standard, to the reason why you were hired, does that make sense?
Yep.
If your defense isn't playing as well as it was to the standard that made everybody think that you should have been a head coach, then, well, they start saying he's not good at his job. I mean, now, to be fair, being a head coach and being a defensive coordinator are 2 totally different things, right? Having both hats is a possibly complicated job, especially when you're still calling plays on defense, which is what Todd does. So making decisions about the team as a whole, keeping your team motivated and in the right stream, and then still calling defense is tough. So I think people think he's not capable of it. but all he does is win. So, I mean, the narrative has to stop at some point, just because you're winning games, you're winning divisions, you're winning close games with 3 different coordinators, mind you, right? He's had 3 different coordinators since he's been head coach here, and all he does is win. I think the questions need to stop, to be honest with you.
Does he have the locker room?
100%. He's so cool. And when Gruden was on, when he was talking about, you remember that when he was talking about Todd Bowles, just about how he handles his team, how he's tough. He's, he seems cool and like calm and like not really affected when he's, in front of a mic talking to us media. But you shut that door, dude, and there is a fire burning in him, and you do not want to be on the other when it gets hot. You don't want to be on the other side when it gets hot. So.
Todd Bowles, and if you ask him to get, well, he had a great soundbite at the podium this week that we can't really play on this show, can't even really quote it, but
right.
You ask him for a soundbite, he'll deliver every now and again, like this golden oldie on. Go to the sound effects here.
It's exciting.
I mean, that's a great one. Todd, look, Bucs fans, everyone, you're 3-0, and guess what? You're in a garbage division.
Right.
Everything is going to be A-okay.
There's a lot going bad in the South right now.
If there is some cause for concern, of course, it's going to be related to the injuries.
Yeah.
Yes, the offensive line. But let's start first. Let's start first, of course, with number 13.
Yeah.
Let's start with Mike. You have Bucs greats there at the game on Sunday, yourself included, and everything is great. With the Bucs, you got a lead. You're looking at a 3-0 start, and then all of a sudden, there you see it. Something that Bucs fans know all too well.
Right.
Mike Evans reaching for the hammy, goes off to the sideline, punches the Gatorade, and then just sees himself out. He just kind of heads out to the locker room, and now he's going to miss a couple weeks. What's your take on it?
I hate that his hammy issues feel inevitable every year.
Yeah.
I hate that. Usually he gets them in camp. And he misses a couple days of camp. He might miss the start of the season, whatever. It just feel like, for some reason, it was a hot day. Maybe he should have been on a pit. Mike's not young anymore, right? But this is something that, for some reason, he and his team and our team, our equipment guy, our trainers haven't been able to solve why this continues to come up. And I maybe it's chronic, maybe it's something that he's always going to have to deal with as his career comes to a close. It doesn't appear to be a really bad one. They said 3 to 4 weeks for this deal. But I will say I know that he'll be back. Mike is the kind of guy, he'll find a way to fight through this, and he'll be back on the field hopefully sooner. The real crux now is who takes over for him. We had another great game, obviously, by Emeka Egbuka. Sterling Shepard, again, is like my MVP. The guy's tied for the league, or tied for our team in catches, and all he does is make clutch plays when you need him. That screen at the end of the game, like, I expected it to go to him. And then you got that, down into the area where we were going to be comfortable kicking a field goal. So this, to me, it's unfortunate that Mike got hurt, but it was eventually going to happen at some point. It just happens every year. We just know that he's going to miss 3 or 4 games every year. So, Emeka, welcome. Tez Johnson, I hope you get your chance. And more importantly, I think this is the week that Chris Godwin finds a way to back onto the field. He's been practicing. He's been out with the doing individual drills to start. I think he's been doing some scout team work, working against the defense. This would be a perfect week to get Chris Godwin back into the fold, and we'll find that out as the week goes on. But I think he'll be important, especially against the Eagles this week, which we're setting up to talk about.
Good shot to have Wirfs back. Good shot to have Godwin back. But let me ask you this Dr. Rondé question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna kind of go into the future a little bit, all right? Because look, clearly Emeka Egbuka is on a superstar trajectory right now for the Buccaneers. Just looking like a potential offensive rookie of the year front runner. I think he is the front runner according to some books right now. When Mike comes back, and provided that you have a healthy wide receiver room with both Chris Godwin,
right,
God willing, Emeka Egbuka, and then Sterling Shepard.
Right. Don't forget, Jalen McMillan's coming back.
Jalen McMillan's going to be coming back too.
Some point.
With Mike, they call it in the NBA load management. If you think that you've got the NFC South in a stranglehold, maybe 4, 5, 6 weeks from now, does Mike see limited reps, perhaps potentially, so that you have him for sure in the playoffs?
That's a great question. And if you're asking me, the answer is yes. Yes, you need him, and you need him healthy when it matters. And you have so much depth. Obviously, there's a lot of injury in that room. I mean, thank goodness we have this much depth. Thank goodness we drafted 2 wide receivers, one being the best rookie wide receiver in the league right now. But yes, I think you find a way to manage him as the season goes on, and especially in games like this when you're running all day. I mean, it's 95 degrees on the field, and you need that production later in the season more than you need it in a game in the coming weeks here. Although I think we need him this week.
we would love to have him against the Eagles. More on that.
When who I'd love to have against the Eagles before you say more on that is Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah, big number 78. We hope to have him back. The Rondé Barber Show will be back right after this.
You're watching the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Renewal by Andersen, superior products, exceptional service, and by Advent Health, the exclusive hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, here's NFL Hall of Famer Rondé Barber, and a man who couldn't recognize Baker Mayfield in a police lineup, JB Buno.
What?
Where'd that one
go? That was out of nowhere, by the way. Yeah, no one recognized him when he was Gus Swayze, but that was with a lot of, he had a lot going on there.
I know a guy who recognizes him, though, because he just finished playing against him. It's our next guest.
Oh, yeah.
Our first out-of-town guest. Let's welcome in Brandon Graham, 218 games with the Philadelphia Eagles. How about we're giving you flowers all the way down here in Tampa, man. That's a heck of a run, dude. Longest tenured Eagle in their history. I read something the other day, BG. It said you were 90% retired. Is that true, or are you done? Because I don't want to see you this weekend coming out and trying.
Oh yeah, you definitely ain't seeing me this weekend. You might see me because I'm coming down there this weekend to watch the game. That's about it. Yeah, I'll be down there.
Bring me a case of our crooked tea, will you? And
that's who I'm gonna be with. I'm gonna be with Ben.
I know you are.
Me and Ben coming down.
I know you are. I can't wait. Well, I'm not going to see you. I'm actually going to Dublin for the international game this week, so I'll miss you. Ooh. But you're going to bring your Eagles down here. I know you're going to try to bring some good luck to your team. But tell me about this Eagles team that you just left. I mean, first of all, hold on. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. Not many guys get to go out on top. Brandon Graham
thank you, man.
Retires after winning the Super Bowl. What's that feeling like?
It's been a busy offseason because, as you know, man, it's like once you win the Super Bowl, it's like all this stuff that just come out where everybody wants to do stuff with you, work with you. And for me, going out on top, I don't work with a lot of the brands that's with the Eagles because now I can. And now it's like, man, it's just been so busy for me. It's like I'm still playing because I'm still here, still up here talking with the guys. But it's just on Sunday, the pregame is where it hit me, where it's like, dang, you're not playing today. It's like, man, but you get that good feeling of, man, I want to go out there and help the team because you see them every day. And it's been real cool watching the Eagles. They're young right now, so I'm trying to make sure I still just hey, man, remember last year it was a grind. You got a new year, new team. Now you got to one day at a time. It's like, look, y'all got to build this thing. It just don't happen overnight just because of what we did last year. It don't matter. So, yeah, that's what I've been, kind of – it's been busy for me because it's like light still ain't went off yet.
Right. JB, just so you know, usually when your career ends, they take your key card, they erase you out of the computers, make you get all your stuff out of your locker. This dude still goes into the building. Your key card still works.
You said it last week. This is a league trying to replace you all the time, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they always tried to replace me. And everybody. I mean, for me, it's just been cool to be here for 15 years and come in and still – just want to have a little value, even if it's just talking to the guys, trying to help the young boys, because that's all I was doing when I was at this age anyway.
Right.
10 to 15, it was like becoming that leader and just wanting to pour into the boys, give them a little wisdom, and you do it the way you do it. You know what I'm saying? And just have something to think about when you want to make these decisions, when you're not playing as good or coach getting on your nerve. You got to suck it up because it is what it is for that year.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All that stuff that happens in football people don't know about, but it's been still cool for me because I can still spend time with family and still get that brotherly feeling with the guys in the room.
So before I ask you about how the season's gone so far, you've played Tampa, so you were here 5 of the last 4 years. The Eagles have played the Bucs. I mean, I know this has turned into like a East Coast rivalry from the north to the south. Like, how do we play every year? But we play every year. Tell me about the last 2 years prepping for Baker Mayfield. I mean, from a defensive player's perspective, I'm going to say this before you answer this. He's annoyingly effective versus any defense. Like, he just finds ways to make plays.
Yep.
I mean, if you're rooting for him, it's great. But when you're playing against him, give me your opinion about Baker.
Well, for one, he's hard to tackle. As you can see, he breaks a lot of tackles. That's something we watch on film. And you're like, hey, we gotta hunt, and we gotta make sure that we don't have those B gaps open for him to step up to and collapse that pocket, all that stuff, because he is a tough one to bring down. When we played him last year, they was the legit team that beat us, and they was just getting rid of the ball. He was somebody that was just throwing short routes, letting his guys make plays. And I mean, man, he's a gamer. That's what I call him. He's a gamer. He's one of them guys that you don't expect much, but then you go out there and he's dotting you up and throwing touchdowns and going crazy, having fun with the guys. They got a challenge this week. I can't wait. Even with Mike Evans being out, it's like we got to make sure we stop in the run. We making sure that we keep him contained, because he is a guy that can go out there and extend it and make plays.
Here's a question for you. In the evolving world of quarterbacks, because not all of them look like they used to look like, is Baker elite? Do you think he's an elite player just by the way he wins games?
Oh yeah, I think he has an elite attitude. If anything, that's one thing that you as the confidence you need in this game, especially at quarterback, the one that always got the ball, that's delivering to playmakers. Man, you got to be tough, because you don't always see it, what you thought you saw, because here come Ronde with the pick. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Somebody coming out of nowhere, and now you got to refocus and come back and fight again. That drive at the end of that Jets game, that could have been. They could have easily lost that game, but he went out there and he made the plays. And, that's one thing I could say. Baker is going to play to the end. And I know we got our hands full this week. I'm looking for the offense to get their groove on how they was in the second half of the Rams game. And the defense got to make sure they stop the run, number one. Don't make it a little hard for Baker. And then we gotta press him. You got to stay on him, right. Especially that new rookie from Ohio State that I don't like because he went to Ohio State.
Buddy, that dude, wait till you see him play. He's a grown up BG. Like, he is he says he's a rookie on his card. This dude's like like he's been here before. Like, he's seen this whole thing happen already, and he's just stepped right into a role that's suiting us basically. But I agree with you on Baker. You just look at his number of touchdowns, his completion percentage over the past 3 years, total yards. Like, he's over a lot of those guys that we say there's elite. He just doesn't look elite. Another guy who doesn't look elite, but all he does is freaking win, is your quarterback, Jalen. I was really excited in a way to watch the way that he played last week in the second half, because their passing offense is it's muted, right? It's they got a great run game. They find other ways to win, but when you need them, Jalen can get the job done throwing the football. Do you see that as the case as well?
I do. I really do. And what's happening sometimes is, I think we put a seatbelt on because you don't want to have turnovers. You want to just play a little conservative sometimes. And I think I felt just from the comments that them boys was like, man, we took that seatbelt off and we had to open it up a little bit. We had to get AJ involved. As you see, when he got that ball in his hands, he's always a guy that you want to make sure you want to watch and see him go to work.
I've never seen him in person. Is he as massive as he appears to be?
Ooh, that boy, he ripped up, man. He's like an action figure for real. He looked like one of them mannequins that's standing there with the helmet and all the muscles popping out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like it looked like it's just painted right on it. You know what I'm saying? And he got the confidence, just like you know who Mbuke remind me of. He remind me of Devontae when he came in, because Devontae was on that grown man, like fit right into it, knew the plays, just professional. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I can't wait to watch. But I think it's just for them. Jalen is a guy that's all about winning. And like you said, he don't care about the stats. He just want to go out there and compete and, you know, put ourselves in a good position. And I know with them, I think that's going to take us to the next level of where, and I hate this y'all first, but that second half, when we open that playbook up, I know that's something that they're going to try to make sure that they do. Because you got to trust. You got to build trust in this, as you know.
Don't worry. When we beat y'all, I'm gonna run these comments back.
We about to go out there and take off. Passing offense about to go crazy.
Right. I didn't bring you on here to talk that ish, but you know, all we do is win too. So this is actually this will be one of the better. I mean, it's a 1 o'clock. This is a 1 o'clock game, right? This is a 1 o'clock game.
Yeah,
right?
1 o'clock.
This will be probably the best game of the 1 o'clock. 2 undefeated teams. You know, 2 teams that sit top their division. 2 teams that just literally find ways to win. But one way that y'all always win, and I've wanted to ask somebody on defense this question for the longest time from Eagles. Do you have to practice against the tush push? Do you have
no?
Y'all don't have to do it.
We ain't got to do it. They work it together, and it's all technique, you know, and everybody got a job, and man, it's a unique play. I feel like watching it and seeing it, it's like, okay, I know where I probably attack it, but easier said than done too, because of the guys up front. You know, like you got a Landon, you got Jordan Mulatto on one side, then you got Lane, and you got Big Steen in the middle, and we used to have that boy Cam Jurgen too.
Oh God, yeah.
It's just right now we need to enjoy it while we can, because when you don't have that type of O-line, trust me, it's. If everybody could do it, they would. We just got a good old line that just, man, that works together, and you don't always have that in the league. And that's a shout out to our GM.
No doubt. Yeah, y'all
just bringing a lot of.
Y'all got one of the good ones. Y'all got one of the real good GMs in the league, Howie.
Brandon, I'm gonna ask you a question, because you know I was watching some of your interviews, you know, that you've done since you've called it, you know, an incredible career with the Eagles, and you know you're getting into the, you know, content creation life a little bit yourself, which is cool to see. But every interview that you've had, you're asked about the tush push. Are you just sick of talking about it by now? Are you just like sick of the question? Are they in the locker room? Are the Eagles sick of the question too, you think?
Yeah, everybody's sick of the question. Everybody's sick of the question only because it's the way people try to put that out there. Like, well, it's unfair. They not doing this. They crying about it. It's like, look, trust me, it's been stopped. It's been stopped. And now I'm loving that they are getting on it a little more, because we are not trying to have a competitive edge over it. We want to be lined up right. We want to go out there and make the play. I'm like, if y'all do that, y'all got to take out the quarterback sneak and all, if you just want to see some plays being ran. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, man, we are tired of it, because everybody's making it to a negative to where they're trying to get it banned. But it's like, look, it's our play. Let us enjoy it right now while we got the O-line to do it.
I love it. Mm-hmm. Well, we just re-signed Desmond Watson, who's 450 pounds. So I don't know if he's going to play.
I seen that. Him and Vita Bayer, they were talking about. I say, ooh.
I don't know anybody's moving those two bodies sitting side by side.
Hey, you better get over him. You better hope that you can flatten him on the ground where he just ain't moving, and then you just kind of try to dive over him.
Right.
You know.
Oh man. So Brandon, before we're gonna move into our pick six segment here. So from a league wide perspective, you got one answer. Who is the most surprising team in football?
Oh man, I know where you're going with this.
Hey, the most surprising team who I feel is going for is them Packers right now.
Yeah.
Them Packers, they looking good. They looking good. Right
even
now.
though they lost last week.
I just think
I'm looking for one answer, because you played against this dude. He's playing for a different team. I'm looking for one answer.
Oh, you talking about them Colts then? You might be talking about them Colts. Yeah, them Colts. Yeah, that was another team I was thinking about. I'm like, Daniel Jones, man, that boy is. He's surprising me for real. I'm happy because Shane Steichen is a really good play caller.
Right.
I hate that we had to lose him too, but we got some good stuff going over now. But I felt like Shane, man, we supposed to get him back somehow because man, he got a creative mind, and I know Daniel Jones, professional of all professionals, from what Saquon used to tell me, it's like, man, that boy, I'm happy that he recreating, that bad taste that's been in his mouth for the last couple of years. Because Saquon, same way, they ain't been doing nothing with the Giants right now, and I don't know what they doing with their organization right now, but I know that I'm happy for guys that stood tall through some of the hard times.
All right. Apparently, you leave the Giants and you become an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
That's basically how it is.
Hey, you should ask your brother, like, what's going on, man? What's going on?
I bet Tiki, you should have left the Giants back in the day, bro.
Oh,
No, that's sacrilege. That's sacrilege. All right, we're gonna get to our picks, JB.
Yeah.
Brandon, you want to stay on for our picks?
Yeah, I'll stay around.
All
right. You can tell us whose picks you like more. All right. This is our pick six segment, folks. You been here on the program, you know that Ronde and I make our picks, and this is a fun thing that we do every week. And by the way, I'm holding my own here, BG. I'm 5-1. I'm 5-1. And so is Ronde. Ronde is also 5-1. So you want to do Ronde first or me first? How you want to go?
I'll go first.
Okay, so Ronde's gonna go first.
All right. So the Ravens, baby. Ravens, the line is 2.5 before the show. Ravens on the road, and I'm picking them as my favorite because I don't trust the Chiefs. I just don't trust the Chiefs. They just don't look like the team that they used to. You take Derrick Henry's thighs and Lamar's whatever, and I think KC's just too sloppy. They're listless, against good teams, and this is going to be another good team that they play. The Chiefs are going to be 1-3 after this game. That's my favorite to pick. Hold on, Brandon. My dog, the Colts at 49ers. I'm calling them real contenders, dude. They're real contenders. Like, apparently, I said, you leave the Giants, you become an MVP. If you're a quarterback and you leave Brian Daboll, you become an MVP. Josh Allen, same thing. Daniel Jones shows up out of nowhere. It helps that they have Jonathan Taylor because he's awesome. And he's out of that 2-year slumber that he was in. So I'm taking the Colts on the road. And then finally, BG, I'm taking my Bucs over your Eagles.
Oh, man. So that's how it works. You got to pick a favorite and underdog, and then we pick the Bucs game because obviously we're in Tampa here, BG. So no surprise you're taking the Colts.
No surprise.
The love fest with Ronde and the Colts has been all season long because he thought Danny Dimes was going to be the next Sam Darnold, the next Jesus. Yep. My God. Let's go on. Let's go on to my picks here. Let's go on to my picks. So my favorite, my underdog, and then we'll all pick the Bucs game. So there's no way the Texans are going 0-4 at home to the Titans. Okay, it's just they're the surprise bad team for me in the league. CJ Stroud. There was some stat about CJ Stroud. Since the moment that he had with Caleb Williams when he was, trying to offer him advice, like a young, it's like a 4-year-old giving a 3-year-old advice at home on homework or how to draw with your crayons. Like
That's pretty good.
These two kids are like giving each other advice, and Caleb Williams goes, "Really, dude? Really?" That's the look on his face. The Houston Texans are going to win at home against the Titans. I think Cam Ward is going to figure it out, but just not yet.
Right.
All right, dog. You could ask producer Rhett Fail. I struggled with this hard. I really did. But I'm going to go Jags on the road. I think the injuries for the Niners are just going to start to build up a little bit. And I think that division is fascinating with the Niners, the Rams.
Right, Rams. And by the way, my dog was Colts over the Rams, not 49ers. I think I said that wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I got you.
The graphic was right.
Yes, there you go. Jags somehow pull it out on the road, West Coast in San Fran. And then, okay, I have to do it, Rondé. I have to
look
do
at
it.
you, traitor.
I am doing it. There had to be 1 week I was going to do it. Okay.
Just because BG is on the show?
Yeah.
Come on,
Let's
Brandon.
go.
Brandon, you see what you just did to my co-host?
Man.
That is unreal.
I'm doing it. Hey, look, the chain. Good luck, chain here. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I think this rivalry, man. Which I'm glad you called it a rivalry, Ronde.
It is
because this has become a total rivalry between these two teams. BG, Eagles, Bucs. I don't know, man. This is becoming a little bit of a thing, and I'm just loving it. So you're coming down to Tampa on Sunday. We can't wait to host you, man, at Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I can't wait to see them Eagles. Hey. On the road to victory. Eagles.
All right. Don't push it.
Before I
bro.
let you go, Brandon, I hosted the Super Bowl last year for the NFL, and I was on the field, and we were doing the post-game wrap-up, and my producer is huge Eagles fan. Still lives there, and lives in New York, but still a huge Eagles fan. And I may or may not have done that chant.
Wow! Wait, is it on video? Does it exist?
I think I was more excited that the Chiefs lost, and I kind of had an out of body experience and did the Eagles chant. So, just so you know.
Wow! One or two many of those gin and tonics. Gin and tonics.
One more time won't hurt you. One more time won't hurt you.
It will
Blame
not,
it on the cricket tea.
Yeah, that's a good point. It will not be this week. Thanks, Brandon, man. Appreciate you coming on with us, spending some time, dude.
Nah, thank you, and have fun in Dublin, man.
Yeah, buddy. I'll see you. I'll see you when I see you. Enjoy that workout at the Eagles facility.
Oh yeah, I will. Talk to you.
See you, buddy.
The Rondé Barber Show. We're back right after this.
It's time for you to Ask Rondé, sponsored by Advent Health and Renewal by Andersen.
Welcome back to the Stream Center. Yeah, we got to give away this football in all seriousness. We're going to do that.
Before we do that, I do have to make a correction. I erroneously said that Rhett gave me the wrong stat. I had the wrong stat with Antoine Woodfield Jr.'s sacks. He does have 18. So, in fact, he is 13 away from breaking Rodney Harrison's record as a defensive back at 30 and a half. Yours truly is second on that list. But to reiterate, he is at 18, so 13 away from breaking a stat. Rhett, congratulations, you were correct. But he has done this in 110 less games than anybody, defensive back-wise, in the top 10 in sacks in NFL history.
So we're seeing something special.
We're seeing something incredibly special. It's ridiculous, actually, when you think about that level of production. And they know he's coming. The sack he got last week, he was just standing at the line of scrimmage, and somehow we confused the Jets, and he made the guy miss and sack fumble. So, yes, he is very good at his job, is what I'm saying.
Rhett just passed me a note and asked me to hit a certain button on the board. Here it is. So, no. Rhett's on it as far as the producer of this show, everybody. Yes. And as, of course, we end our episodes of the Rondé Barber Show, episode 10, by the way, loving it here with Hall of Famer Rondé Barber. I'm JB Buno. Ask Rondé is when you get to join the show by submitting video questions to askronde.com. And then you get your name entered into this evil carousel. It's quite evil because it keeps just giving us problems. But the carousel then gets your name added, and then we draw your name, and then you get cool, awesome swag like this football that nobody apparently wants because everybody keeps breaking the rules and submitting their questions from outside the Tampa Bay area. Will someone in Tampa please come claim this football? We'll draw some names here in a moment, but first, here's the first Ask Rondé question.
Hey, I'm Randy. How you doing, brother? DB is my favorite Buck of all time. I just want to know, how did it feel when you broke my Eagles, my favorite team's soul, when you picked that off and rode out? I just want to know. But you know what? Still love you, man, because you a baller. Much love. Go Bucs.
I love it, Randy. He's an Eagles fan wearing a Bucs jersey. That's
That was at the Bucs draft party.
Let's give him anything he wants. How did it feel? Oh, it felt great. You kidding me? That's the signature moment for a reason, and it's not just a signature moment. It's like a game changer in my career type moment. So what did it feel like? It felt like retribution, not only just for me, because you could say in that moment I put the team on my back and did whatever I did, but the reality is that it was the best team win I think I've ever felt. That it was Philly was just apropos, but because we were on a track to win the Super Bowl that year, but because of the fact, Randy, that we couldn't beat that team for so many years, and especially in important games, it was like an elation that it's indescribable, to be honest with you. But when I made that interception and ran 92 yards for a touchdown, that was probably the most. When you're trying to control your anger and you're trying to focus it instead of like lash out at people, that's what that moment was for me.
It was pure glee.
Yes,
and just. I don't know, like letting the pressure cooker, when the steam comes out of the pressure cooker, is that
exactly?
So okay.
Yes. Thank you, Randy. Great question.
Let's go. I believe up next we've got Mika.
Ronde, it's Mika Kleinschmidt here. I have a question for you. This doesn't have to do with sports, though. How many tattoos do you have, and where is the tattoo located that you got with Brian years ago, awkwardly at the same tattoo shop?
I think we got some insider knowledge here. Some insider knowledge.
Mika. I was just with Mika and Brian, by the way, from 100 Day Dream Home on HGTV. They were at the Habitat for Humanity Tampa Bay Gulf Sides 40-year anniversary event, and we did a house for them. Obviously, we work with this group. Thank you, Mika, for your very, we'll call it /appropriate question.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you trying to dodge the question with this philanthropic twist?
This did happen. So we use we benefit Habitat for Humanity from Copperhead Charities and the Valspar Championship, yes. And so we've done a lot of work with them. It was really cool to get to spend time with Mika and Brian as they went through that process of building a 100-day dream home for this Tampa and family, which the episode I think is already released. But yes, the backstory. I do have quite a number of tattoos, and I'm in this tattoo parlor in Brandon. And my tattoo artist, Jennifer, is tattooing a sensitive area, if you will, on my lower body that requires removing of some clothes. And as I'm laying there, Brian walks in. Mika's husband, Brian, walks in because he's getting a tattoo somewhere, and he's like, is that Rondé Barber with his pants down over there?
They didn't take you to some special VIP room?
It was kind of closed off or whatever, but No. And then I was in the airport. This was probably 2 years ago, and I've gotten to know Brian and Mika really well, but it was like 2 years ago, and he's like, hey, bro, you might not remember me, but I've seen you with your clothes. I'm like, this is getting weird. But hey, what's your name?
Great question from Mika. So look, we have an entire room full of Rondé Barber signed merch, you guys. And look, if you submit a question, a video selfie question, to askronde.com, I'm going to just be very honest and transparent with our audience. There's a pretty good chance. I mean, the names in this are starting to dwindle a bit. So, yes. Rondé, without further ado, you want to we're gonna draw some names here.
How many do I need?
All right. So for the John Gruden signed football, here's what we're gonna do. Let's take a name. We'll try it again.
All right. We're gonna try this again.
For the football. Just a name.
All right. Good and easy name, too. Robert Hargraves.
All right, Robert Hargraves, please live in the Tampa Bay area. Otherwise, next episode, we're going to have to do this again. Please tell me that you live in Tampa Bay.
We'll keep doing it. This is sponsored, right?
It is. Now an item and a name for that item.
50 Seasons Pennant.
Oh, cool. Woo-hoo. Okay, a 50th season pennant.
The winner is Oh, wow. See.
Uh-oh.
Brett. All right, I'm going to attempt this one again. There's going to be a great a collection of me trying
a compilation of all you
try to pronounce names here. I got the first name really easy. Her name is Amy.
Okay.
The last name is LaRue.
LaRue. Amy
LaRue.
Amy, we'll be reaching out. And Rob, I believe it was the other one. Rob?
Yeah,
Rob
will be reaching out to you with of course, the contact information that you provided.
Yes. You better not be Brandon Graham's neighbor in Philly.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Submit your video selfies, folks. Questions to be on the show to AskRonde.com. You're automatically entered to win. Really big thanks to our partners, Advent Health, Renewal by Andersen. This has been the Rondé Barber Show, episode 10. Special thank you to Brandon Graham. We'll see you guys next time. And as always, even though I picked against them, go Bucs.